Good afternoon to you all. It's post-lunch session. I'm sure dairy is such an interesting topic, and this is going to give significant prosperity to the farmers as well as to the financial institutions. I request your kind attention for the next, for the whole session, but for the next 5 minutes at least. Sure. Dvara e-dairy solutions is a dairy tech focusing on empowering small and medium dairy farmers with preventive and primary care for their cattle and enhance financial inclusion by leveraging new age technologies. When we look at a dairy farmer, the solution what a dairy farmer looks at is from a comprehensive perspective of managing his dairy farm scientifically and access to financial services. So we provide both. We all are aware that India ranks number 1 in cattle population and in milk production. We have 300 million cattle in India and almost 210 million metric tons of milk is being produced, and we rank number 1. Our per capita availability is somewhere around 400 grams per day. However, there is the NDDB and Government of India both are working towards achieving closer to 600 grams of per capita availability in the next 3 to 4 years. Given this, there are 100 million dairy farmers in India, out of which 90 million dairy farmers are small dairy farmers who own anywhere from 1 to 10 cattle. Also, there are 70 million rural households in India whose primary source of income is from dairy. This is such a huge opportunity. However, if you look at the financial institution side, both in lending as well as the cattle insurance, it requires scale. If you look at the opportunity for the cattle loan, even at a 10% of the breedable population, which is 180 million, 10% of 180 million is 18 million. If you convert into 30,000 rupees per cattle, then or 40,000 rupees per cattle, that is the huge market in front of us. However, based on the anecdotal references, it is not even 10 to 15 or 15 to 20,000 crores. The huge opportunity is there available in the market. And when a curve is managed well, a farmer can make anywhere from 3 to 3.5 lakhs of gross income in 3 to 5 years of horizon, which is such a huge potential available at the rural household. So if you look at the key gaps, the current loan, cattle loan that is being given is more of a personal loan to the dairy farmer rather than a true cattle loan. Why? Because the farmer is assessed and there are no digital tools that are available to assess the cattle in a reliable, authentic manner. If you look at the veterinary, the number of veterinarians, it is 1:15,000. For every 15,000 cattle, there is one veterinary doctor available. So it is very hard to replicate at the last mile. Also, if you look at the data that is being taken, it's all the lending institutions go by what has been disclosed by the farmer, however, rather than having certain tools to validate what it is right and what it is wrong. Given this, the solution from Dvara e-dairy is we provide a platform which consists of the identity of cattle and other parameters which comprehensively made it as a Surabhi score, and Surabhi score plus the credit score makes a true cattle loan to offer the financial services to the dairy farmer. We have developed the muzzle identity of cattle, which is something like Aadhaar for human beings, which has been validated by NDDB and other various players in the dairy economy. And we have an accuracy of 99.35% plus, which has been validated both for live cattle and dead cattle. Sorry? No, this is to assess the identity. Or establish the identity, not assess, establish the identity. Establish and verifying the identity is something like Aadhaar for human beings. Yeah. So the patterns in between the nostrils are unique, and we have through the vision computing models, and all that we leverage is the most commonly available asset in most of the rural households, or what a person has is the Android phone. So we just leverage the Android phone. All that you need to take is the image. That's it. Leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning, this is being captured and you can store it, you can verify it. And when you want to verify in less than a minute, you can know whether it is the same cattle or not. And for the lending institutions, it has been a significant challenge of duplicate cattle being financed. So that also can be avoided. Right? So on the health status of the cattle, we have digitized the body condition scoring of the cattle, plus certain other parameters, where we can provide the health status in a single click within a minute, what otherwise a veterinary doctor would say when he or she sees the cattle from a 10 feet distance is as accurate as that, based on the external parameters. And we can provide the estimated milk yield, where the current approach is more of going by what the farmer says, but we can provide based on the images and very minimal cattle details, we can provide how much of milk yield this cattle can provide in this lactation cycle. We can provide that. So this becomes a holistic underwriting tool for lending institutions to underwrite and scale. Pass on some of the risk that is associated with the cattle loan to the cattle insurers. However, cattle insurance is very much underpenetrated, though it has been in the market for the past 4 or 5 decades, it is still 4%. Why it is still 4% is, if you look at it, is moral hazard, then high, the manual interventions, high loss ratio, and in some places where the offtake of cattle insurance is higher, where the loss ratio is on the higher side. So given this, we provide the solutions, the digital solutions in terms of identity, adverse selection, and the cattle health fitness certificate, which is digitally assessed and provided by a veterinary doctor so that you can offer cattle insurance to the farmers. Why is it so important? Is when we provide a loan to a dairy farmer, cattle insurance becomes part and parcel of this. So at the last mile, we would like to eliminate the requirement of an expert or a paravet who is required to tag the cattle. I'm happy to tell you, we have been working with many insurance companies. The transformation that has come now is insurers are fine to ride on the existing NDDB tag and no need to do fresh tagging. They just ask if the NDDB tag plus the muzzle identity from Dvara dairy, just take it up. So the identity is established. All that the last mile, you have to collect certain images and cattle specific details. So given this, the holistic solution to the cattle insurance and the Surabhi loan is provided. It is available as a platform and we charge on a per cattle basis, which we can take it up on a one-on-one basis. Yeah, so thank you so much for the opportunity given to Sa-Dhan. Yeah. Yeah, good suggestion. Yeah. Yes. Yes, good suggestion. So we have gone through this, where as part of the cattle insurance, the KYC documents are collected, the mobile numbers are collected, and this cattle becomes, a sort of attached to it. And happy to tell you, in the last 4 months, with insurers where we have been working with, 39 cattle have been found duplicate, and insurers repudiated the claim, which is a huge saving for the insurance company.
From insurance point of view, it's very good. So what about the MFI point of view?
Yep. Yeah, sure. For the MFI point of view, where if you want to underwrite cattle loans and provide, the scale in this particular sector, we have the digital solutions to scale. Thank you for the opportunity.